Hello, Facebook Live. It's Chaim Olewski here. Turn around the camera for a moment so you could see my awesome tefillin shirt here on Central Park, in Central Park. Check it out. Can you see it? This is my proud shirt. Wear it every time I go running. And this is the park today. It's magnificent, beautiful. What a day. Today is the 10th of Adar, I think. Anyway, it's a great day, and we're going to move on to an incredible Purim thought, beautiful thought I just heard from the Lubavitcher Rebbe, as we do, and I need to do a little more often. I slacked off a little bit, but here we are back. So today's thought is about Purim, and it's really amazing. The question is really, why is it that Haman was targeting not just Mordechai, but also the women and the children? How fair does that seem? Doesn't seem fair at all, right? Because, you know, the Megillah, if you look in the words of the Megillah, it says that Haman was angry and wanted to kill Mordechai because Mordechai wouldn't bow to him. As the words are, Mordechai lo yichra velo yishtachaveh. He wouldn't bend and he wouldn't bow to Haman. Now, if that's the case, why not just take care of Mordechai, finish your business with Mordechai, and we'd be done with it? Why did Haman target everyone else? And if you might say, says the Rebbe, that Haman was looking for the unique qualities of this great leader Mordechai, and that's what he was targeting, then, you know, he could have targeted all the rabbis of the generation, all the leaders, all the community organizers. Why did he tackle everyone alike? The men, the women, and the children. What did they do for Mordechai's not bowing? Why does it go from there to Haman wanting to destroy every single Jew? That's the question. Loud and clear. Beautiful day here, Central Park. That's the sun behind us. And the ducks are listening into the Dvar Torah today too. Oh my gosh. You see a beautiful rainbow there. I don't know if you can see it, but I see it in that water. It's awesome. Anyway, so back to our story over here. So the Megillah continues and says that Haman inquired as to why is this Mordechai willing to sacrifice his life. Literally, it was the king's decree that every person should bow to Haman when they walk by. And Mordechai didn't do it. So Mordechai was sacrificing his life on the threat of death, not to bow to Haman. And what was it? So as Haman inquired to find out what was the problem with this guy, why wasn't he bowing? The answer is, the Megillah says, Ki higidu lo et am Mordechai. They actually told him that it wasn't Mordechai alone. It wasn't that Mordechai wasn't bowing to Haman. It wasn't just Mordechai. It was Mordechai's nation. That was the problem. It was everyone in the nation. And guess what? They said to Haman, and Haman figured this out very soon. Everyone in the Jewish people, every single Jew, has something in common with Mordechai. It wasn't Mordechai's uniqueness and greatness that Haman was targeting. Mordechai was a scholar. He was wealthy. He was the leader. It wasn't that. He was targeting that which is common, that which is equal among every single Jew, among all the Jewish people. And what is that? That is our commitment not to bow. Mordechai lo yichra velo yishtachaveh. Our commitment not to bow, not to separate ourselves from God, not to bow to anything else but to God. It's a cute little kid song. Yes. Haman told everyone, bow down to me, but Mordechai said that I'll never do. I bow only to Hashem, Hashem Elokim, and I'm proud, so proud to be a Jew. And that was what Mordechai said. I'm proud, so proud to be a Jew, but it wasn't just Mordechai, it was all the Jewish people. In that, every Jew is the same, in that we are all equal. It says the Rebbe, a fascinating thought here. The Rebbe says a Jew cannot and will not separate himself from God, no matter what. no matter who, no matter where, no matter when. A Jew just cannot separate himself from God and does not want to. Now, you might ask, I know some people who have separated themselves from God a little bit. I know some people who've, God forbid, converted, and I know some people who compromise their Judaism in other ways. Maybe, not following the laws as well as they know they should or they could. What is this idea that a Jew cannot separate himself from God? What does that mean? It's not happening in my world, says the Rebbe. It's true that unfortunately we do see situations in our day and age, or at any time, where a Jew did seem to separate himself from God. But what was that? That only can happen when the Jew thinks or is convinced that what the act they're going to do right now is not separating them from God. They think they're still connected, even though they're going to do this act or follow this way. People are looking sometimes in other cultures or in other influences, religious, spiritual influences. And how could they do that if they're Jewish? And the only reason, says the Rebbe, they could do that is because they convinced themselves, or someone convinced them, that by doing that, by following other influences, they're not separating themselves from God. But the truth is otherwise, unfortunately. And we have to follow God's rules all the way to keep connected to Him seriously. But anyway, long story short, that's what was irking Haman. It was that which is equal among all the Jewish people, that we all are committed 100% and surrender ourselves to God no matter what. And Haman couldn't handle that. Nope, because Haman was the epitome of chutzpah, says the Rebbe. From the Kabbalistic perspective, Haman was the epitome of chutzpah. And chutzpah, he couldn't handle that. Why doesn't this guy look at me? Why doesn't Mordechai look at me and consider me as something important? And that was Haman's chutzpah. And there it says the Rebbe that we see also that when it was turned around, the joy is also equal among everyone. The men, the women, the children, everyone rejoices on Purim. And even the children more than the adults sometimes. They get costumes and they have all these parties and it's fun. Why? Because we're all in this together. The decree was against everyone because the reason for the decree was equal with everyone. We're all in this together. And finally, says the Rebbe, the main point over here is that we rejoice on Purim and we connect to that ad dilo yada, that infinite connection that we have with God. It's above logic, and that infinite joy which generates that infinite joy on Purim. And that connection and joy should stay with us for the rest of the year. And that, the Rebbe says, a very wild thought over here, that joy is actually connected, that we're connected to God, as the Midrash says, even before the Torah was thought of. Even in a connection, in a level that is deeper than the Torah. Our connection to God, generally speaking, is through the Torah, that's definitely. But our connection to God is also in a deeper level than the Torah. So even if somebody doesn't follow the Torah 100%, they can always return to God through following the Torah again, because they access a deeper place. And that's an adolo yada. That's the idea that we rejoice on Purim until you don't know the difference between blessed is Mordechai and cursed is Haman. Anyway, enjoy everybody. Happy Purim. Make sure to hear the Megillah twice at night and a day this coming Sunday. And give mishloach manot, food gifts to your friends, matanot levyonim, tzedakah, charity to the poor, and finally a mishteh, a feast, a Purim feast. Take care, enjoy.